In this video, we are going to discuss about 8086 flag register and functions of 8086 flags. Flag is nothing but a flip-flop. We know what is a flip-flop. Flip-flop can store 1 bit of the information. So here also, each flag can store 1 bit of the information. The status of the flag can be either set or reset. Set or reset. So set means value 1 and reset means the value is 0. So that is the status of a flag. In 8086, the size of a flag register is 16 bits. So in 8086, what is the size of the flag register? The size of the flag register is 16 bits. Whereas in 8085 microprocessor, the size of a flag register is 8 bits. Okay. So in 8086, totally we have 16 flags are there. But out of 16 flags, 9 flags are used flags, whereas the remaining 7 are don't cares. Don't cares means they are unused. Okay. So here the size of a flag register is 16 bits. We can classify the flags into two types. The first flag is control code flags, or we can also call it as status flags. Status flags, or we can also call it as general flags. General flags. So let us see about control code flags or status flags or general flags. So the first one is CF. CF stands for carry flag. And what is the first? Here this is the 0th bit. Here the size is 16 bits from 0 to 15. So next one is X. X means don't care. So that is unused flag. So what is the second one? PF. PF stands for parity flag. So parity flag also comes under control code flag. Next one is X. So that is reserved. Don't care. Next one is ACF. ACF stands for auxiliary carry flag. Auxiliary carry flag. So next one is unused flag. So next ZF. ZF stands for zero flag. Next one is SF. SF stands for sign flag. So next control code flag is overflow flag. Overflow flag. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 flags are control code flags. Whereas the second type of flag is control flags. So what is the first one? Control code flags. Not control code flag, I am sorry. The first one is conditional code flags. Conditional code flags are status flags or general flags. Whereas the second one is control flags. So we have 3 control flags are there. Trap flag, T flag, trap flag. So second one is IF. So IF stands for interrupt enable flag. And the next one is D flag, direction flag. So here totally 3 control flags are there. So 6 plus 3 means 9 flags. So out of 16 bits, only 9 flags are used. Remaining 7 are don't cares. They are unused flags. So we can classify flags into 2 types. Conditional code flags. So why these are called as conditional code flags? Why? Because after ALU performs the operation, depends upon the condition, a flag may be set or reset. Okay. So that's why we can call these as conditional code flags. Why? Because by checking the condition, we can check whether it is set or reset. Okay. So totally how many flags are there? 6 flags and 3 control flags. Okay. Now let us see about all the 9 flags in detail. So what is the first flag? First let us see about conditional code flags. So what is the first flag? CF. So CF stands for carry flag. CF stands for carry flag. Let us assume that here ALU is performing addition operation. So during addition operation, during addition, if result of two n-bit numbers, if result of two n-bit numbers produces result as n plus 1 bits, then carry flag is set. Otherwise, carry flag is reset. Okay. So here ALU performs some operation. It may be addition operation or subtraction operation. Carry flag is mainly generated while ALU is performing addition or subtraction operation. During addition operation, if result of two n-bit numbers produces result as n plus 1 bits, then we can say that carry flag is set. Otherwise, the carry flag is reset. Here, let us assume that size of a register is 8 bits. So, for simplicity, let us assume that size of the register is 8 bits. Generally, in 8086, the size of each register is 16 bits, or we can take as 8 also. Okay. Let us take an example for this. For carry flag, let us take an example. Let the first number is 35H, whereas the second number is F2H. So, let us represent 35 in binary notation. So, 3 means 0011, 5 means 0101. Okay. Whereas F means 15. So, 15 means all ones. So, 2 means 0010. Let us perform the addition operation. 1 plus 0 means 1. 0 plus 1 means 1. 1 plus 0 means 1. 0 plus 0 means 0. 1 plus 1 means 0 with a carry 1. Triple 1 means 1 1. 1 plus 1 means 0 with a carry 1. 1 plus 1 means 0 with a carry 1. Here there is a carry out of the most significant bit. So carry out of most significant bit. If there is a carry out of most significant bit, then CF will be set. Okay. Here we have carry out of the most significant bit. Okay. So we can say that now carry flag will be set. Okay. So that means here if let here the size of the register here is n bits. Okay. So by adding two 8-bit registers, we got result as 9 bits. Okay. 1 plus 8. So that's why we can say that carry flag is set. Let us assume that size of the register is 16 bits. So by adding two 16-bit registers, if we get the result as 17 bits, then we can say that carry flag is set. Otherwise, carry flag is reset. So this is about carry flag. Let us see the second one, that is parity flag. Parity flag. So PF. So PF stands for parity flag. Parity flag. Parity flag is mainly used in data communications concept. Data communications for error correction and error detection. For error correction and error detection purpose. Okay. Here, if the binary number contains even number of ones, then we can say that we have even parity. If the binary number contains odd number of ones, then we can say that there is odd parity. Here, after performing the ALU operation, if the result contains binary number of ones, then parity flag will be set. So when parity flag will be set? If after performing ALU operation, if result contains even number of ones. If result contains even number of ones, then parity flag will be set. Whereas if the result contains odd number of ones, then parity flag will be reset. Okay. Now let us see an example for this. Let the first number is 32H, second number is 59H. Represent 32 in binary notation, 0011, 2 means 0010. So 5 means 0101, 9 means 1001. Let us perform addition operation. So 1 plus 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. 1 plus 1 means 0 with a carry 1. 1 plus 1 means 0 with a carry 1. 1 plus 1 means 0 with a carry 1. Next 1. Here result contains how many ones? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 means even number. So result contains even number of ones. So now the parity flag will be set. Whereas if the result contains odd number of ones, then we can say that parity flag is reset. Okay. Now let us see the next one. So what is the next flag? Auxiliary carry flag. Auxiliary carry flag, ACF. ACF stands for auxiliary carry flag. Auxiliary carry flag is mainly used in BCD arithmetic operations. So we will perform BCD arithmetic addition, subtraction. So while performing those operations, we use the auxiliary carry flag. Okay, we know that BCD digit means it represents 4 bits. Here 1 nibble is also called as 4 bits. 1 nibble is also called as 4 bits. If there is a carry from lower nibble to the upper nibble, to upper nibble, then carry flag will be set. Other auxiliary carry flag will be set. Otherwise, auxiliary carry flag will be reset. Okay. Now let us see an example for that so that you will get the perfect clarity. Let the first number is 39H. Let the second number is 5AH. 39H, 5AH. So let us represent in binary notation. So 3 means 0011. So 9 means 1001. 5 means 0101. A means, what is A? A means 10. So 10, 10. Okay. So 1, let us perform BCD addition operation. 1, 1, 0, 1 plus 1 means 0 with a carry 1. Here this is called as lower nibble. Nibble means what? 4 bits. Whereas this is called as upper nibble. Here we have carry from lower nibble to upper nibble. Here we have carry from this lower nibble to the upper nibble. So here we have a carry from lower nibble to the upper nibble. So auxiliary carry flag will be set. If there is no carry from lower nibble to the upper nibble, then auxiliary carry flag will be reset. Okay. So this is about auxiliary carry flag. Next flag is Z flag. So Z stands for 0 flag. So what is the fourth one? ZF. So ZF stands for 0 flag. After performing the ALU operation, if we get result as 0, then 0 flag will be set. Otherwise, 0 flag will be reset. Okay. Let we have a number like this. So 4 ones plus 4 ones. Let us perform addition operation. So not this number. So let the number is like this. 31 minus 31. So what is the result of 31 minus 31? So directly we can perform the operation. 0. So here we got the result as 0. So 0 flag will be set. Otherwise 0 flag will be reset. Okay. If we got result as non-zero value, then 0 flag will be reset. Okay. Now we got result as 0. So 0 flag will be set. Now let us see the next flag. Sign flag. S stands for sign flag. Sign flag is mainly useful in performing operations on arithmetic sign numbers. So if we want to perform arithmetic operation on sign numbers, so mainly sign flag will be used. If after performing the operation, the most significant bit value it may be either 0 or 1. If MSB is 1, if most significant bit is 1 after performing the operation, then it is called as negative number, then sign flag will be set. Whereas after performing the operation, if we got MSB as 0, then it is called as MSB 1 means it is negative number, so sign flag will be set. MSB means MSB is 0 means it is a positive number, so sign flag will be reset. Okay. Now let us see an example for this. Let the first number is F2H, second number is 9AH. So F means what? 15. So 15 means all ones. 2 means 0010. 9 means 1001. A means 10. 1010. Let us perform the addition operation. 0, 1 plus 1 means 0 with a carry 1. 1, 1. 1 plus 1 means 0 with a carry 1. 1 plus 1 means 0 with a carry 1. 0 with a carry 1. So 111 means 1, 1. So here what is the most significant bit? Most significant bit is 1. So 1 means it is a negative number. So the sign flag is set. Suppose if you get the result as 0, if MSB is 0, then we can say that sign flag is reset. Okay. Now let us see so this is the fifth one. Let us see the last one. Last conditional code flag. What is the last conditional code flag? That is overflow flag. So OF stands for overflow flag. Overflow flag. Overflow flag. So let us take 8-bit number. 8-bit number. If it is 8-bit number, then totally we can store 2 power 8 numbers. 2 power 8 numbers. Let we are performing operations on the sign numbers. Overflow flag will be generated mainly while performing operations on the sign numbers. So out of 2 power 8 means 256. So sign numbers means we can store both positive numbers and negative numbers. So out of 256, first 128 are negative numbers. So we can store from minus 128 to 127 plus 127. Why? Because 0 means positive number. So 0 means positive number. So that is one number. So 1 plus 127 means 128. So totally we can store 256 numbers. Out of 256, negative numbers are from minus 128 to minus 1. Positive numbers are from 0 to 127. Okay. Let us perform the operations. Let us take an example. Let the first number is 100. Let it be some decimal number. Let the second number is 50. Let it be decimal number. So what is the result of 100 plus 50? The result of 100 plus 50 is 150. But can we store 150 by using 8 bits of data? No, we can't store. Why? Because the maximum positive number that we can store here is up to 127 only. But here the result is 150. So we can't store 150 here. So now in this type of situation, overflow flag will be set. Why? Because here we can't accommodate the result in the 8-bit register. In an 8-bit register, maximum we can store up to 127 only. But we got the result as 150. So overflow flag will be set. So this is about conditional code flags, or conditional code flags can also be called as status flags, or can also be called as, what is the other name, general flags. Conditional code flags. Okay. Whereas the second one is control flags. Conditional code flags are generated while ALU is performing some operation. Whereas control flags are generated directly by the processor. So processor controls these flags. So what are the control flags? We have totally 3 flags are there. Trap flag, interrupt flag, and directional flag. So first let us see about the first one, that is trap flag. Whenever trap flag is set, if TF is 1, then what will happen is, then the microprocessors enter into single step execution mode. Single step execution mode. So if trap flag is set, then the microprocessor enters into the single step execution mode. What is single step execution mode? Let we have 2 instructions like this. Move A comma B, I increment C. Single step execution means after execution of each instruction, the processor stops the processor control will goes to the interrupt service routine program. The processor control will goes to the interrupt service routine program. So let the processor has executed the first instruction. So after executing this instruction, the execution of the program will be stopped and the microprocessor control will goes to the interrupt service routine program. And the processor executes the ISR program. After execution, the processor control again comes back to the original program. Next, the processor executes INCC. So after execution of this instruction also, trap flag will be generated. So the processor control will goes to the interrupt service routine program. Trap flag is mainly useful for debugging purpose. Debugging purpose. We know what is debugging. Debugging means the process of checking the errors and correcting the errors. The process of after execution of the program, after writing the program, we have to check whether there are any errors or not. If there are any errors, then we have to correct the program. So what will happen is, if whenever trap flag is set, then the microprocessor enters into the single step execution mode. So what is single step execution mode? After execution of each instruction, trap flag will be generated. So the processor control will goes to the interrupt service routine program, and after executing interrupt service routine program, once again processor comes to the program. So the processor executes the second instruction. After executing second instruction also, trap flag will be generated. So whenever trap flag is generated, the processor stops the execution of the currently running program and the processor control will be shifted to the ISR, interrupt service routine program. So this is about trap flag, and let us see the next flag, that is IF flag. IF means so what is the second one? Control flag. IF means interrupt enable flag. IF means interrupt enable flag. So when IF is set, then the microprocessor recognizes the interrupts. Whenever IF is set, then the microprocessor recognizes interrupts. Whereas when IF is 0, then the microprocessor cannot recognize the interrupts. So whenever IF is set, then only microprocessor recognizes the interrupts. Okay. Now let us see the last one, that is DF. DF means direction flag. Direction flag. Direction flag. Direction flag is mainly useful in performing string manipulation instruction. While executing string manipulation instructions, this DF flag will be generated. If DF is equal to 0, then microprocessor operates, then the microprocessor executes string manipulation instructions in auto increment mode. Auto increment mode. Auto increment mode. Auto increment mode means incrementation of the address. So from lower address to the higher address. From lower address to the higher address, the instructions will get executed. Whereas if DF is equal to 1, then the operations on the strings will be performed in auto decrement mode. Auto decrement mode. So decrement mode means from higher address to the lower address, the instructions will get executed. So this is about 8086 flag register. So this is about 8086 flag register and functions of 8086 flags.